Hello everybody and welcome, and today it's time to actually play a brand new version of Dimir Control. So this version is basically like Dimir Faeries, but it does play the Cryogen Relic package along with Abjure, which makes a whopping total of 10 counter spells. We are playing 4 Abjures, 4 counter spells, which means we have full 8 of the hard counter spells, and then 2 spell stutter sprites as well, which obviously work really well with the Sneaky Snacker. The mana base is pretty solid. They are even playing 2 Bohoka block against graveyard decks and 2 Nihilist spell bombs. They're also playing 4 hard evidence, which obviously is amazing with the Abjure, and then you can use something like the Eviscerator's Insight to actually sacrifice the clue and or the relic. That are also playing for Seat of the Synod, which synergizes really well with the Eviscerator's Insight too. They fit into this deck also 4 cast downs and 3 snuff outs, so 7 hard removal spells and 2 Murmuring Mystics. I think this will be the win condition most of the time, and of course 4 Lorien reveals as well. So this actually looks pretty nasty, and I've played against this deck before. I think the version was a little bit different, but it absolutely destroyed me. It looked really strong. And now if you take a look at the sideboard, they are playing 2 Annul, 2 Dispel, 2 Envelope, so that is a very cool 2 and 2 split. I actually like Envelope a lot, even against something like Mono Red Burn, since they are playing all the draw 2s, and those are usually sorceries. For Hydroblast against the red decks, to extract the Confession. This is good against most decks that play creatures, to be honest, and 3 Arms of Hadar, very good against something like Elves or Mono Red Synthesizer. So big shout out to Krilla Peyote for actually brewing this deck and going 5-0 in a league, and now let's see how this actually works. Alright guys, we do go first against Lolly95, who obviously is a very common face on this channel. We've played against them a lot of times. They're a long time viewer and they always bring something really fun to the table. So I think this will be a lot of fun. We have a decent hand. I mean, a lot of lands, Sneaky Snacker. You know, we can definitely work with that. I think we can keep. Okay, so we can start with the Aquifer. No turn 1 play anyway, except Abjure, but obviously no blue permanents in there yet. They go Great Furnace. Yeah, oh, they are playing this deck. This one is pretty good, actually. Very hard to beat, I feel like, with our deck. This is like a very cool version of Red Synthesizer, but they are playing some artifact synergies with Melted Moxite. I've seen this deck before. It's really powerful, like really good. They go Epic here, that's fine. They have another Raider. Okay, I mean, we are definitely blocking, but we are in trouble already. Yeah, look, like we just lose, right? Like, that's kind of weird. Even though we are going first, we just have nothing to do. We just need to block, and we have an Insight here. I mean, yeah, we can just concede as of right now, I think. Pretty sure. But let's play the Aquifer and let this pan out. I mean, I don't want to Eviscerate inside the land, really. It's not really my jam, but okay, we get hit for 3. And they will play the Melted Moxite is here. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Especially the fact that you can turn this into a 2-2. It's pretty powerful. And land. I think we can go to game 2, like, yeah, nothing to do here. Absolutely 0. We have a lot of good sideboard cards against them, I feel like. Sprites are pretty bad. I mean, sprites are actually pretty good if I think about it. Cast down is fine. Snuff out, probably not. Murmuring Mystic, Abjure, Hard Evidence. We don't need Nihilist spell bombs. Some insights can go, like 2 of them. Bringing 4 Hydroblasts, obviously. I don't think they have many sorceries. They have some artifacts. They have probably some instants. I do believe they have Synthesizer, so Annuls and Arms of Hadar. We will cut something else for it too. Probably like 1 cast down and one sprite, not 1 relic for the arms. And then we could play Dispels as well, but I think that's too much counter magic, to be honest. So yeah, we can just go like this. Okay, I mean, hand would be great if he had at least 1 land. It has been a problem with this deck, although we played 23 lands, so it's absolutely insane. We need to mulligan. Okay, a little better, like not the best, but better. Let's keep. We will ditch. What do we not need here? I mean, the Hard Evidence is probably like, I guess the Mystic, right? Yeah, it's the Mystic. We are so far from playing that. Let's go Aquifer. They have Epic here. Turn 1, no Tomb Raider. That's nice. Okay, let's run Seer the Synod. We will run a Spell Stutter Sprite. They will go to combat. Smart. Attack for 1. We will take it. Looks like Melted Moxite here. They will cast into the fire. We can't allow that. No. We need to counterspell this one. Okay, Island. Island is good. Means we can actually play Hard Evidence, which is a great blocker, by the way, against our deck. It's so good. Then we can hold up Spell Stutter Sprite and or Abjure, and or we can actually use the Clue if we want, or cycle the Revealed. So it's quite nice here. They go grab the prize. This will return back the Snacker. I don't like it, like, at all. I'm not the biggest fan of this one, but I think we need to Abjure. Killing the crab. End step, we will actually cycle the Lorien Revealed and bring probably an island still. Okay, counterspell is quite good. We can just play the land and say go. We can play full at instant speed there. So I'm still waiting to catch a 1-drop, like, you know, like a Goblin Tomb Raider or something with the spell starter sprite. Yep, taking one again. We go demand answers. Do we need to counterspell that? I don't think so actually. I don't feel like that, no. Although Snacker comes back, so maybe we should have. But like the Snacker, it's inevitable, right? Like it's gonna come back sooner or later anyway. We go epic here. I guess we are spriting that one. It's a 1-drop. We will blast it. I guess we will counterspell. It's at least something, right? Foreboding Landscape, sure. Let's crack the clue. Another sprite. That's not bad. We can play the landscape and say go. And we will probably block. We won't really block. We need the spell starter sprite to be alive, hopefully, so that we can counter a spell with 2. They go Melted Moxite. We will try to counter it. It does work, which we are pretty happy about. Oh, they have another one. Okay. Well, they play a lot of draw 2s there, like a lot. I wonder if there is some madness energy. I like the deck, like it's really sweet. They will double attack. I mean, I guess let's double block. No issue with that. End step, we will crack the landscape, bring out a swamp. Arms of Hadar are good. Let's see how good they really will be. If they like crack the Moxite and play some more creatures, we are good. They go demand answers, actually sacrificing the Moxite instead. And here is a Snacker again. And epic here. I'm tempted to arms this, really. Like if they play like one more 1-drop, we can go for it. Okay, discarding was it a mountain? I think it was. Combat step, nothing. End step, alright. Cedar the Sign Out, let's play that. I think we can take 3 more damage. I want them to play some more cards before we arms. Okay, well, okay, we get hit for 3. I guess we are armsing anyway. I should have done so before. I'm hoping they will play like one more creature. They won't. Okay, here's a bog. Sure, you know what, let's just arms. Should have done it before and be on 12 life instead. Here's the bog. So no Sneaky Snacker backs, which is great. Now we only need to find some actual action, and they need to, you know, hit a ball for a little bit. Grab the prize is awesome, but at least they will discard the land. Oh, Tomb Raider. Should have been 11, but it's 9 instead because of my mistake. Island, well, okay, it's a little unlucky too, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, that's 5. End step. Sneaky Snacker, that's a blocker. Yay, that's a blocker. Let's go Sneaky Snacker. Maybe you can keep us alive for a little bit longer. Nope. Down to the deadly 3, lightning bolt range. Cryogen Relic, that seems actually quite helpful. Arms of Hadar. I think instead of using arms, I'm just like going to pop the relic, right? Put a stun counter on the Tomb Raider. Island. Snacker comes back. Alright, we can play the island and hopefully they don't find another Goblin Tomb Raider. Or a Lightning Bolt and Galvanic Blast. Well, actually, now that I think about it, there are a lot of things that will straight up kill us, right? Sneaky Snacker is back, and we have a cast down, which I like. I'm still not going to attack, though. Yeah, if they have, like, another Tomb Raider, it's pretty bad, so we are waiting. Although, I think waiting doesn't really solve anything. We are on a very tight clock. Here comes a clockwork, so we will block the Snacker, and I mean, do you let the Percussionist go? Like, is that something we are gonna do, or... I mean, 2 damage or 1 damage, it doesn't really matter. Like, we are still in Lightning Bolt range, so this is okay. Oh, they have Gulf Blast. Well, I guess it did matter after all. Oh no, they had 3 artifacts. So we will call good game here and look into another game. Maybe that matchup will be a little better. Alright, next game here against Aubrey. We do go first. And this, I mean, fine, but only 1 land, we can't do that. Let's mulligan. I mean, 1 land again. What is up with those 1 lands, man? Like, seriously, let's mulligan again. I mean, yeah, let's just go to 4, I guess. Hey, found something. Ditch the bog, the island, and the other island. We play only 23 lands, by the way. So, you know, 5 of 1 landers in a row. Pretty interesting. Draws for the bridge. Snuff out, okay. We have a sprite. I mean, yeah, we aren't just dead, we are in trouble. Twisted Landscape. Looks like Giant Wildfire. They go Wellspring. Lorien. I guess we can use Lorien to just find an island, right? There's nothing wrong with that. How many 1-drops do they have? I think like 0 probably, except like Shaman. So spell starter sprite will be pretty bad this matchup. They go Lambus and Slagswood Bridge. Find a seed. I mean, we are finding lands at least. That's cool. Hey, Blood Fountain. That's something we can use the spell starter sprite on. I completely forgot about the Blood Fountain. Looks like Wildfire. Yes. Another seed. Okay, that's a lot of lands. So suddenly we want to draw lands. The first 4 hands we had only 1, but now we are drawing a lot of them. Look how many they have though. Is it the Writing Chrysalis? Nope, it's Wellspring. That's cool. We need to find like Cryogen Relics, like Eviscerator's Insight, like something to bump us back into the game, right? Nihil Spellbomb, I actually don't mind that. I don't think it's that good right now, but you know, it can be pretty good later. We don't want to give them the Blood Fountain value. I think this deck plays only 2 Blood Fountains, so and 1 is in the grave, so we can be pretty easy going with the Nihil Spellbomb. We can just use it whenever we want, I think, mostly. And they will, Iker Wellspring, yes, sacrifice it to the offering, sure. And they start their turn with 10 cards in their hand, 9 now. I'm expecting some creatures, obviously Refurb is a problem. Looks like here it comes. Maybe Writhing Chrysalis, yeah, here it is, Writhing Chrysalis. Okay, cool, cool. We will snuff that out, and then we will, I think, crack the Spellbomb as well. Wildfire, that's no problem. Okay, combat step, end step, let's cast down the Chrysalis. I mean, sorry, snuff out the Chrysalis. Then we will use the Nihil Spellbomb, I think. We need some cards for sure. Cast down is okay, I think. I like it. Counterspell. Alright, I guess we just need like card advantage, and this deck has plenty. I mean, it's just not there, right? Like, it's just not there. They will actually cycle a Twisted Landscape. Okay. Looks like, I don't know. They tapped 6 and then, okay, Writhing Chrysalis. I mean, that's probably Counterspell. Problem is it creates the spawns anyway for some reason. So, I mean, it doesn't even feel good, but nah, I think we can just like cast it down, to be honest, instead, right? Like, there are not many more threats. We need to save the Counterspells for the Refurbs as well, so. And the Nyxborn Hydras while we're at it, right? Let's run the cast down. If they're smart, they maybe know we have a counterspell now, or they might think we are bluffing, right? Hard Evidence is good because we can find some more cards with a clue. Let's do that even before attacking. Okay, they tap 2. Wonder what that means. We'll try to go to combat. Let's see what they use this on. I mean, they will probably just crack the Lembus. Never mind. They will try and Pulse of Murasa. Pretty bad. Yeah, but I guess we allow it. We will also attack. I mean, do we want to just counterspell the Writhing Chrysalis next turn? It's maybe like necessary, right? They will block the graveyard. Luckily, we don't have much important there yet. Here is a Writhing Chrysalis. Definitely a counterspell angle for this one. It's crazy that it actually spawns on a cast, the Eldrazi spawns. Looks like they have another one, so we didn't really do much. Never mind, they are cycling Twisted Landscape, so we are actually happy about this one. I'm just scared about these spawns, man, like seriously. We go for Nihil Spellbomb, pretty good. I mean, not now, but later. Dimir Aqueduct, that's not very good. Let's attack for 1. And we'll play the Aqueduct. I guess we can return an island. It's good that, you know, we can do this, because if they play Refurb, we can at least discard the land if nothing else, but yeah. And I guess this is stalling a little bit, so it's time to talk about the deck, you know, even though we are still in the game. So you played a lot of games, and I will be honest, I don't like the deck, like at all. You know, not very often. I actually don't want to play a deck because I don't like it. I think most decks are fun. I don't like this one. I mean, your win condition is basically like returning Sneaky Snacker and just 2 Murmuring Mystics. You don't even have a way to recur from the graveyard. I think it's, you know, obviously a lot of counterspells and removals, but Snuff Out doesn't even work against black creatures, which is a big problem in some matchups. And like, look what are they doing and what we are doing, right? Okay, we will, I guess, leave the Refurb. We don't mind because we can sacrifice, discard the island rather. I think there's more where that came from though. They will go map on the Refurb, and they have a Refurb on the top again, so we would probably need to counterspell that instead. Okay, they will do it. It's kind of crazy. So we have 45 cards in our deck, and this deck is actually like, you can draw a lot of cards with the Relic and the Insights. There are 28 red, so they like draw like many more cards than we did. It's not even close. Obviously, we did mulligan to 5 Refurb. There is a need to counterspell this one. Lembus, sure. Another seed, like, okay. Should I just concede? Yeah, I think I will, and we can just go to another game. Not even sure what to sideboard though, like it's pretty insane. So Writhing Chrysalis can't really be countered properly, since it has no color, and even if you do counter it, they still get the spawns, so there is no point in trying. Dispels are cool, envelopes, I mean, against Wildfires, like maybe, but annuls are pretty good. Snuff Out is like, it's like fine against the Chrysalis, right? Like, at least that's good. I don't even know. I love the Snackers. I like annuls because Blood Fountains and Nihil Spellbombs, very important to get rid of that. I guess we can cut 1 Snuff Out and 1 Abjure, add double annul. I don't love the spells, neither I do love Hydroblasts. It's possible they will bring some Red Blast though. They probably will bring that, right? So one more Abjure, one Hard Evidence, maybe like 2. You will bring like 3 Hydroblasts in there. I think it's quite useful in the matchup, although not like game defining. Okay, so we go first again. Okay, and this a little better. Double Spell Bomb is sweet. Let's keep. Let's run the Aquifer and say go. They go Drossforge Bridge. We could expect like a Wildfire next turn, so we could hold up a counter spell, but I will just develop myself and play a Cryogen Relic. I think. Okay, what's important to counter spell? Like Writing Chrysalis is good, Refurb is good, and then we have the Annuls to deal with fountains, or the Nihil Spell Bombs actually, so we don't need to care about the fountains. And we also have the Annul to actually deal with their Nihil Spell Bombs, which are pretty actually annoying, right? So we will just counterspell mostly the creatures. Yep, here is the Wildfire. I think I'm glad I played the Relic anyway. I wouldn't want to counterspell this. Okay, Seed of the Synod. We can play some Nihil Spell Bombs. Like 1, right? We have land for next turn. I will keep the Lorians for the card draw. I think it's pretty important. Let Drossforge Bridge. And looks like, okay, another Wildfire. Interesting. I will let them do it, I think. We will correct the landscape as well. We have a cast down here. Good against Writing Chrysalis. We could use that instead of the counter spell on it. Now I will play the Aquifer. And we can also... Well, if they play Writing Chrysalis, I definitely want to cast that down. So we can probably just cycle one of the reveals for next turn. We will try to play the other one later. We will bring a island and we will say go. We have all the options open. Here's a refurb. Yeah, that's definitely a big counter spell here. Obviously, if they have multiple, we could be in trouble too. If they have a Writing Chrysalis, it's very troublesome too, but we do have the cast down for that, so that's not the end of the world. And Ichor Wellspring, alright. Yeah, I think the key to this matchup is actually realizing what cards you want to use on what, like slowly depleting their resources. Makeshift Munitions, for example, is a pretty annoying card, but it's not the end of the world. I think we can battle through a Makeshift Munition. It does make the Spellstutter Sprite useless, and we have no enchantment hate in this deck, right? Like, Dimir has no enchantment hate at all. Do we take a turn off here? I mean, I think so, to be honest. I just think so. We'll just cast a Lorien Revealed. Hard Evidence, a Null, pretty good. Hopefully they won't do anything crazy this turn. We just had 3 cards and they really didn't do anything. They were just like reactive, but we kind of need to be proactive. I feel like they have more card advantage than we do. They instantly use that and play a Writing Chrysalis, which we will gladly cast down, to be honest. And they will probably just use a Fanatical on the Wellspring or Insight. And I think now it's a pretty good time to maybe like start popping the Nihil Spellbomb a little bit here. Although it's not super necessary yet, we don't see a Blood Fountain. Okay, we do find an Aquifer. We do find the Insight on the Relic. That's all good and well. It's time for a 1 cast down. We can do this main phase before they untap 2 mana for a Fanatical Offering, so they can sacrifice it in response. We'll do it right now. And then, yeah, I think it's just Hard Evidence. Or we can keep up both Annul and Counterspell. I don't think we need to play the Evidence right now, right? Let's just pass the turn. So if they play Refurb, we can Counterspell or Annul. We also want to keep the Annuls for Nihil Spellbomb specifically. Graveyard is pretty important for us. So I think I would Counterspell if they play the Refurb. They go for a Wellspring. Because like so far we have drawn many cards, but nothing really from it, if you know what I mean. Something like Thorn of the Black Rose would be actually really incredible in this deck, I feel like, though it's not there, which is, you know, kind of interesting as well. We will Insight the Relic. They will Fanatical Offering their Relic as well. That's cool. So they will draw 3, we will draw 3. Here's a Bog. Actually, I like playing a Bog somewhere around right now. Since they have a lot in their graveyard, we might need to not care about the Blood Fountain as well as much. This is nice. Obviously, Spellstutter Sprite is extremely useless. I don't want to be that guy, but I will be that guy, right? They have a Makeshift Munitions. Here is a Counterspell too. Let's run a Relic first, see what that brings. Okay, Aquifer. So the thing is, if I play the Bog and they play Fountain, we don't have to care about it yet. And I think I will do that. Do precisely just that. Let's exile their graveyard. They will Pulse of Murasa. The Writing Chrysalis. So this is kinda like countering the Chrysalis in the way, but we negate them 6 life. So like, is that worth it? I mean, I would call it worth it, yeah. We could also pop first spell bomb, play another one. Actually don't mind popping the first spell bomb, right? I think that's the best course of action here, actually using the Nihil spell bomb. Obviously it's pretty expensive as far as resources go, but they won't get anything back, which is important. And we could either take the L and discard one of these cards, or we could just play the spell bomb. I think I'm for playing the spell bomb. We will use the counterspell if necessary. They run Wildfire, we are completely okay with that. Okay, here comes the end step. We do find a hard evidence pretty good. I think it's too early for a second box, so we can Aquifer. And I definitely think we can play the evidence. We haven't seen an Abjure yet. I think I've got like 1 or 2. And we have a second evidence here. How much mana will that leave up? This is 4, so we have like an Annual plus a counterspell. Yeah, we can play second evidence, I think. Pretty good. So with that being said, we can just pass. And this sprite can be like, the only thing it's good for, it can make them sacrifice a land if we time it after they crack the map, but that's about it, right? And they will eventually probably just kill us with makeshift munitions, since Dimir is so abysmally bad at dealing with enchantments and artifacts, to be fair as well. They cycle the Twisted Landscape, and that's the reason why I think Dimir doesn't have the finishing power like Jan does, for example, right? Like, you're not playing makeshift munitions, you are not playing these cards, so I think that's why, you know, it's so troublesome. We will counter the Chrysalis. I don't think, I mean, we have some snuff outs though. We could instead like crack some clues and wait for it and keep the counter spells for something more important. But we have some Abjures too, you know, I will counterspell, it's fine. That's more Chrysalises in the graveyard, we can block that. They brought Red Blasts, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. You know, we could Sprite, but then they will just sacrifice the map and we get nothing, so not at all. I think it's fine. We'll find a removal spell soon enough. Is that a second Chrysalis? I hope so. That's fine. We can counterspell that, I think. So many spawns though. If they find a Nyxborn Hydra, we are cooked unless we leave up an Annul. Hi, here's another Annul. So we will crack a clue. Cryogen Relic, not bad. Let's play one. Here's a counterspell. We could bog. I wanna wait with that though. We have Annul counterspell. I think we will sadly have to take one hit from the Chrysalis. We can block with the crab, and I think we will. We can also play the bog if we wanted to, just to exile one of these Chrysalises and make a land drop. We still have the Aqueduct, which could help us, so we will try to exile their graveyard. And I don't think the timing is like that good, but we just want to make a land drop in this matchup like every turn if possible. No tax. We will, I think, sacrifice one of these crabs. I'm waiting for an angle for the sprite. Maybe it's right now. No, it's not, right? Like, even if this was a 1 mana spell, they still can sacrifice the spawn and just kill it. Like, okay, here we go. They're starting the makeshift munitions train. Think they want us to be dead. Take a refurb, we annul. Do we annul or do we straight up counterspell? I think we annul. Did they find another refurb? Okay, if we take a look at our graveyard, we don't have that many important pieces there, which makes me really happy. Shaman, they could activate it for 3 and we are kinda dead. Yeah, this is bad. We could, so I'm thinking we could flash in the sprite to block the Chrysalis then, but since it has ETB trigger, it passes the priority back to them, which means they could actually react with the makeshift munitions and they just concede. Alright. I mean, I guess they were bored or something. Yeah, I will see you in the conclusion, guys. Alright guys, welcome back. We are back with the conclusion, and this is probably the first time where I didn't really enjoy playing a deck. I know that this list exactly went 5-0 and I probably was playing it wrong and everything, but I just don't enjoy these decks. I think it's super fragile. I mean, your win condition is like Murmuring Mystics, 2 of them, and you don't have a way to recur them like in the deck, like anywhere, so if they kill it, it's just dead. And then the Sneaky Snackers. So like, you can either beat your opponent down with a Sneaky Snacker or just with the birds with 2 Murmuring Mystics, and that's it. So if they like destroy the Mystics and exile your Snackers, you're donezo. You have a lot of counter spells and removal, which is nice, but the games take super long. You can't really deal with like artifacts or enchantments once they're on the battlefield. So one guy played Mono Black Devotion and they played the Pestilence and we were just dead, since they can kill the birds and kill the snackers and kill the spell slaughter sprites before the ability resolves. So that was over. And then a second person, you guys have seen John Wildfire, they played makeshift munitions and managed to resolve them, you know, which is probably my fault since I let it resolve. But after they resolve the makeshift munitions, again, it's over. They can just ping your stuff and it's just GG. The thing number 2 is the games take super long, like extremely long, and most of them I don't think you actually win, since the plan of the deck is so fragile, right? So like, you are drawing a lot of cards, you are using your counter spells well, but if there's like a very grinded deck like Grixis Affinity, Immunity, Chant Wildfire, or even some black decks which can get really grindy with Blood Fountains, I think you just lose in the end, man. I can't imagine a way you win against like the Graveyard Hate and the Pestilence and the Makeshift Munitions and so on and so forth. I think I can imagine this being awesome against like Mono White Heroic and Boggles, maybe like Elves, right? Like really cool, but against those very grindy decks, which I think dominate a little bit there, it's really bad. I think you have a great matchup against Spy, so that's something. I did enjoy the sideboard, but that being said, I am a bigger fan of regular fairies than this one. And by that I mean Dimir Fae, right? With the Thorn of the Black Rose, with the ninjas, maybe with some Augur of Bolasses, and maybe finish the game with some Gurmag Anglers as well. I think that's a lot more fun than this type of playstyle, but again, whatever floats your boat. I think if you like this deck, it's completely fine. It can be a lot of fun in some games, but I just didn't have that experience. So again, let me know what I did wrong and how would you play this deck yourself, and I will see you soon. Have a great day and bye.